You saw Deadpool and Wolverine recently.
I did. I saw it last week.
We're gonna go on because I haven't done a spoiler video yet, so I'll probably clip this part out.
All right.
But also because I have two big old minds about this movie.
Mhm.
Like one that is positive, and then one that is negative. And I can let both live on their own, but I gotta voice them both.
No, I get that.
What'd you like about it?
I thought it was really good. I think it was probably the best Marvel thing I've seen. Because the last one I watched was Spider-Man No Way Home. Which in retrospect, I don't know if I really like all that much. But I thought the stuff in this one, the fan service, I guess what people call it, was more serviceable and kind of made more sense to me and was funny. Like, yeah, I just had a real fun time with it because I don't think a lot of the movies have been that fun, I guess. In general, not even just Marvel, just like movies in general, like, are not that kind of fun that Deadpool and Wolverine was.
Yeah. I pretty much similar feelings. The thing is with like No Way Home, I don't like.
I mean, I can.
Like it sucks though. And it's a little bit different. Like there are scenes in No Way Home that I actually really love, and almost none of them have to do with the cameos. Except for like when they're just talking about like when Andrew's like stretching Toby's back and all that stuff, even though it's annoying. That stuff is fun because at least they're talking with each other.
Yeah.
But other than that, the only thing I love in No Way Home, and this is why I believe this man should have been nominated for an Oscar that year. Literally, I'm not even joking.
I already know what you're gonna say.
Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
He like carries that entire movie on his back. It's literally like my favorite part in the movie is when he's like, "You tried to fix me, now I'm gonna fix you." Literally, is like you haven't been what we've wanted you to be this entire time. Now let effing kill your aunt in front of you. Like, he literally comes into the universe and just F's up Tom Holland's life in the most glorious way. And I'm sorry, I had to get onto that. Other than that, though, didn't love No Way Home. What, you guys saw him?
No, I was just gonna say he was somewhat of a scientist. You know?
Oh, shut the fuck up! Shut up! You shut up, man. See, but it's those things I'm like I don't like, like when and it's stuff people talk about all the time. Like when they first said these things in the original movies, it wasn't a meme. It was just them acting, and now we're doing these stupid callbacks to things like they were just words they said one time. They don't mean anything to them.
Exactly.
And it's annoying.
I agree with you, man.
And I kind of wish I wonder, and this is what I'm getting back to it. So anyway, the rest of the Marvel universe so far, like people have been saying Marvel has been falling off. I don't 100% agree, except for a couple. I think the fall-offs they've had have just been big. Is the thing.
Yeah.
Like Thor: Love and Thunder is pretty bad. I like it more than Ragnarok though. That's an unpopular opinion. Only because it gives me some of the emotionality that I did not get in Ragnarok at all. I got in Love and Thunder, but Love and Thunder does have jokes that give me a headache. So that's just how it is. But Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness.
I don't know. I didn't watch any.
You didn't watch it?
No. I told you I tapped out with No Way Home.
Dude, but Sam Raimi, that's my whole thing. Sam Raimi directed Multiverse of Madness. I'm looking at my stack trying to find it, but I can't. It's good, and it's a comeback tour for Sam Raimi. Yeah. Oh my god, I showed Casey because Casey is also like, I don't care about superhero movies. Leave me alone with the superhero movies, which is fair. I don't judge anything. That's another thing when it comes to Marvel. I think culturally it got to a point where the general audiences were feeling like, oh, they can't miss. When maybe the bigger fans were like, well, no, they can miss sometimes. I think only now the general audiences and the world in general are like, wait, these movies suck sometimes.
Yeah.
And they have moments that suck. And we can't let that be forgiven anymore. And I was in the mindset, as I think a lot of people who just like the genre in general, of like, no, yeah, they suck sometimes.
Yeah, I
And-
mean, that's the whole thing. I mean, like, that's the thing with comic book fans in general. They know the stuff that sucks. Like, they'll be complaining more about the stuff that sucks rather than the stuff that's actually good.
Exactly. And I think it's of two things. And, when you get a Scorsese saying superhero movies are ruining cinema, yes and no, in a way. It's like, yes, because Marvel wouldn't be seen as so bad if so many other studios didn't try to copy the same thing and then pollute the market, because that's what basically happened for a couple years.
Yeah.
And it's starting to change now, but like, just everybody trying to build a universe, everybody trying to make these, you don't need to spend $200 million every time.
Exactly. I think it's more of not just even trying to build a universe, but everything is so IP focused now. It's, you have to have an IP in order to make a movie, like, and that's kind of what's going on right now. So, yeah, hopefully that goes away.
I think it's starting to, but I think it's going to be slow. Like,
yeah,
the studios always learned the wrong lessons. I don't know, and I think that leads to more of what the Deadpool issue is.
Mm-hmm.
Because, yeah, it made a lot of money, and yeah, it didn't suck, which is good, but I just because it didn't suck and just because it made money doesn't mean they know why it made money. Like, it doesn't mean they know the right lessons to learn. I think with Deadpool, the best thing that they have about it is Ryan Reynolds at all. Like,
yeah,
even though they don't have, like, one thing I complain about is the direction's not that great. Some of the action scenes I wasn't crazy about.
Damn, seriously? I thought that was like the best part of the movie.
It's not, and I was talking to Casey about this yesterday. It's not that I didn't like the actions. Like, there are some, like, the actual fights of, like, their moves and stuff is good. How some of it is shot sometimes could be better. And I only think about that because I don't even like Deadpool 2 that much.
Yeah.
But Deadpool 2, just the fights look a little bit more dynamic and they move the camera. Like, the one shot in Deadpool and Wolverine where it's them just killing all those Deadpools and moving.
Oh, you're talking about the old boy thing.
Yeah. Like, it looked cool. Like, I liked it enough, but it could have looked better.
Yeah, I don't even remember Deadpool 2. I'll be completely honest.
I
remember bits and pieces about it, but I remember, like, after the movie, me and my dad and my brother were talking. We were just like, I don't even remember Deadpool 2. So I think this was more, I don't know. I like the action scenes. I did feel the last one, because at that point I felt the movie was kind of going on a little bit too long. I was like, let's kind of wrap this up. He even says it's like, we're going to wrap it up. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, and it's so sort of, man, I'm trying to, I like the movie.
Yeah.
I gotta keep saying that. I like the movie. Do you like Bo Burnham? You probably don't like Bo Burnham. Do you like Bo Burnham? You never heard of him?
No, I know who Bo Burnham is. I've seen 8th Grade, but I've never watched any of his comedy or anything.
His specials are great, but also it depends on your taste. Some people don't like him. I like him a lot, but in like one interview he said one time, a long time ago, is the idea of what it could mean if Deadpool as a movie is successful, and like that means corporate entities are now able to use irony in a way to sell you something, and how that can be problematic. And just even if you watch a normal commercial, I remember this is the barely smallest tangent. My brother was in the hospital last year. It was last year. He's fine now. He's okay. But he was in the hospital, and we were watching TV because it was just normal cable, so we were just flipping through the channels. And I was just noticing how often I was laughing at the commercials, because I'm like, these are actually funny commercials. Like, not just lame funny like a normal commercial could be. It was like, this is actually pretty funny. And I was like, that's not good necessarily. Like, or it's not bad, but it could be not good. So it's like when you mentioned how Deadpool was talking about, all right, we're hitting the home stretch, I promise. It's like, you don't get to make your flaw a joke.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Because it doesn't fix it. It's
it
just,
doesn't fix it.
It's still a flaw. Like
and I think Deadpool's the only one that can get away with this, but also feels like they're literally using Deadpool as their PR machine of like.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Even when Deadpool's like, you're coming in at a little bit of a low point, that's Disney saying, we know you're not happy, or not as happy as you could be, or like just all that stuff. It's just, and what sucks is, even though Deadpool is saying you're coming at a little bit of a low point, you know, it's not as great. Oh, we're tired of the multiverse. Still doing it. Yeah. Like he'll say, "Oh, we get the multiverse is tired. We don't need to be doing it anymore." Right before fighting a stinking Infinity Deadpools. So it's like, what do you want here? Yeah. They're just trying to say.
Well, it does feel like contractual. I mean, it kind of has to do that. I mean, they've already set all this stuff up, and that's why I'm just not interested, because they're just all over the place now. Like, I can't keep up. I don't want to do Marvel homework. I don't want to watch 10 shows to see one movie, and that's why I felt kind of Deadpool and Wolverine. It was like, it was so detached from that. I didn't need to go in with that much knowledge. I mean, obviously, you have to see like 20 years worth of Wolverine X-Men movies. See,
that's the thing. That's the weird thing that they're playing with here. And I was actually what people were not loving about like the Marvel movies that came out like right after Endgame is like, well, where's this all connect? Like, where are the little Easter eggs that connects everything and all that stuff? I'm like, we don't need that.
Yeah,
we could just have a show or have a movie that ties up this little story and then move on. We could just move on.
Yeah, that's what should be happening, and it's why I'm kind of glad that DC is starting to try to do that instead of whatever mess they were trying to concoct with Zack Snyder. So
we'll get to that in a minute. We will, because you got me on something about that. But yeah, I do think, like, recently they cast Downey as Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
And I think I would hope, I'm going to say I hope, then I think. I hope that they know that people think the casting of Robert Downey Jr. could be seen as desperate. I think and hope they do know that. Because I also think, while I am annoyed that they're on this multiverse nostalgia track, they have to see it to the end, unfortunately. Like, and the idea of, what if you take the guy who's supposed to be known to be like the big, massive Marvel hero is now the big, massive Marvel villain. That's the only way you can stick. It sucks. I mean, it doesn't suck. It just, they have to pay it all off. Because if they don't pay it all off, then it is just going to be what it's been, is useless cameos that led to nothing.
Yeah.
And I hope, and that's the thing, I don't know if I would have preferred this, but at least it would be useful if these cameos that are leading to nothing ultimately culminate to a whole movie of all the old people you miss and love actually doing something and being involved in the story and actually doing something. But yeah.
Well, I'm going to let y'all figure that out. I'm going to watch Fantastic Four, and that's about it.
I'm really hyped about Fantastic Four, for sure. Yeah. All right, I'm moving on with that.